Good. Good.
All right. You guys will please join me in reciting the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the December the 14th, 2020 Board of Commissioners meeting. As always, the first item on our agenda this morning is the opportunity for public comment. So that being said, now is the time. If anyone is here who is not on the agenda, who wishes to speak on any topic, all we ask is that you keep it brief and respectful. Okay, I don't see anyone raising their hand, so we will go ahead and move on to the first item on our agenda this morning, and that is Karen Crum and Melinda Grismer. Good morning.
Good morning.
just getting here. And you folks are here to talk about the Purdue Extension Office programming and use of building agreement, which is, I think, something that we.
So, as you know, we have shared space.
Sure.
And so I'll let her talk about the MOU, but I know something that's been weighing is getting some of the maintenance done.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
so we did our due diligence and did different quotes, and Mike Sexton did come in the best. And so I have these for you, and then I'll let Melinda go ahead and talk about this. But he can get started on part of it now, and then part of it's going to have to wait till the spring, of course. Do you want a copy? Yeah. And did you want one also?
That'd be fine.
Thank you. And then I'll turn it over to Melinda to talk about the shared use agreement. Okay, yes, no, that's good, that's good. All right. Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
Looking forward to presenting these to you. So this is the annual report for the Learning Network, and I printed some copies so everybody can have one. So if we're, I wasn't sure we're doing paper or not, but I thought I'd make sure you had a copy. Yep. This is what we've been up to at the Learning Network. You're welcome. Over the last, really probably 1.5 years is probably really what this is comprehensive of. I put 2019 to 2020, but some of our like late 2018 work is in here too. So we've had summer kids workshops, which serves about 250 kids, and we partner with Purdue Extension on that. And we have a lot for the adult workforce. So we have English as a second language. We have high school equivalency classes. The mayor spoke at our high school equivalency graduation ceremony in September. We consistently just make sure that we have illiterate and, we have high school equivalency available for workforce as well. And we do a lot with digital literacy. We've been working with the United Way on a potential grant for that. We've been doing a lot of work in terms of citizenship classes as well. And we've done a lot in the world of health, which is, so Indiana Minority Health Coalition, all that's in here as well. We've helped, along with Healthy Communities, to reduce the teenage pregnancy rate in the county. And we've also worked toward all kinds of minority access to health care. So that's a lot of what we do. And it's mostly adult, with the exception of working with tutoring and working with summer kids workshops. So we hopefully this answers some questions about what the Learning Network does. We have a staff of about 5 that work with ESL. We have a staff of 3 that work with the Clinton County Minority Health Coalition, and we consistently provide English as a second language, digital literacy, and that kind of thing. So anyway, if you have any questions, I just wanted to make a really brief statement about it, just to kind of let you know what we're up to. But I'm always available to answer questions and at any time. So we've enjoyed a really great partnership with Purdue Extension. We were looking forward to doing summer kids workshops together this summer, and then that didn't happen, but we're hoping that continues and we'll be able to do that again this summer. And Yeah, I think that between the two organizations, we work well together and things are going well. So I also brought the contract, which is really just an extension of what we've done in the past several years. And I just made the amendments based on new personnel is all, but I have copies of those.
Okay.
And there's really two MOUs, one that Purdue signs, and then one that everybody signs. So that's what I brought, making sure I've got the right one here. So, and this would be, we would need, I'm gonna give all three to you, but
Okay.
basically just a signature on all three of them, and then you guys will send them to Purdue and get them fully executed and then send one back to you. So,
You want, okay, we'll send it to Purdue?
yeah, well, I can send it,
Or you
if
want
you
to?
wanna
Okay.
sign it now and I can take it and, because I'm heading back to Purdue.
Sure, that'd be great.
I can just drop it off and make sure it gets fully executed,
Okay.
so.
Okay. Guys, anybody have any questions? Karen, or
You need a motion to,
I don't on that. On the quote, we're good to go on that, correct? Because we had money budgeted for that, or, and he can do what he can do this budget season, and then we'll look at next year too?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I didn't know if we needed to vote on that as well, or I think we already had to, so.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need to do that, because, then the only other question I ask is this a contract for this amount, or is this just a schedule of what these particular, each individual project would cost, and then there's a total?
The total is,
Right, I bet. you
yeah,
see what
he
I'm saying?
said it just depends on the materials, but it should be pretty close.
Right, but what I'm asking is this, if we approve this, was the agreement with Mr. Sexton to do everything?
Yes,
Okay.
it absolutely was.
Okay, so any questions on either?
I don't have any.
Either item? Okay, no, I would like to, the summer kids program is fantastic. I can't, my family's benefited from it. That's my son right there. Well.
Oh, is that right? Oh my gosh, I didn't.
So I've got all kinds of things at my house that were welded last summer, so we really missed it this summer. It was, what a great opportunity for kids to put their hands on something like that, and a skilled trade, which we need to emphasize it. And that whole program is great to begin with, but it just continues to get better and better, and Louisa does a great job directing that. So
And he can pick welding up right into 4-H too.
Yeah, so we're very, very lucky to have this program and this facility and you folks, and we really, really appreciate it. So hopefully next summer we can get together and I would be willing again to get back together with you and help teach a class.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And we were able to save, so we raised $27,000 from community partners.
Yeah.
And we were able to save that for this year. So we should have, as long as things open up again, which everybody's praying for, right?
Yeah.
As long as that happens, we should be set, so.
Okay. All right, so no questions, guys?
No question, but probably ought to have a motion for you to sign the contract,
Yes.
which I would make that motion.
Okay. Second. Okay, motion carries 3-0 for the memorandum of understanding.
And then just for the record, then also a motion to accept Sexton
Yes.
for the work as described.
Okay, second. Okay, motion carries 3-0.
Oh, perfect. Sounds good. Okay. Because I know I can email them, but you're gonna do it. Yeah. I'm better thinking, get it done.
Dennis. Okay, next up, Dennis Dunlap. Morning, Dennis.
I have two things for you this morning. First is a work from home policy. Second, I'll cover it.
Your what? You what? You say replacement?
Yes, 17 days. Who's counting? Question has come up regarding the opportunity or ability for employees to work from home. And what I've given you is a copy of the Boone County policy that they adopted earlier this year. This was adopted more to provide the opportunity for employees to work from home to prevent any further contagious work from COVID. This is not COVID related. And keep in mind that the COVID Act expires December 31st. So the 10 days that employees were granted to stay home and get paid for COVID, that expires December 31st. So unless Congress passes a new
Families First COVID Relief Act expires?
I'm sorry? I didn't hear.
The Families First COVID
Yes, the
Relief
Family
Act
First
expires
COVID Act expires December 31st. So
What are okay.
until the new Congress comes in and passes something else, that goes away December 31st. But this was done more to provide opportunities for employees to work from home. And keep in mind, this is a formal program. This is not just the fact that can I work from home this week. And so as it talks about, you know, both the job and the employee are suited to work from home. Some employees may not have that ability. There's no social interaction when you're at home. And also it talks about the elected official or department head and the employee coming to an agreement. And that agreement has to come to the Board of Commissioners for approval. So you have some level of consistency in what you're adopting. And as you see at the very bottom of the page, there's even a 3-month trial program. So I give it to you for your review and consideration if you care to adopt this kind of policy.
Okay. Go ahead. I got questions too.
Okay. So is it up to the elected official and department head to basically oversee the employees doing?
Once it's approved by the Board of Commissioners, it's their responsibility because you still have recording of time. Here, come to work at 8 o'clock and you leave at 4 o'clock. Work from home can be a little different. So we have to ensure that the employees properly recording their time work while they're working from home. Those hours may be from 6 in the morning till 10 o'clock and then pick it back up in the afternoon. But there has to be that recording of time, Jordan.
Okay. And
So we're
so
working here.
this maybe is more for Britt, and with our new time management software, will we be able to implement that where from work from home people could clock in? Or how are we going to be able to manage that aspect of it?
Well, we could give them ability to clock in on their phone, but that would be up to you.
Sure.
I was thinking we were only going to give that ability to people like Liz, the building inspector, people that were out and started their day at a job site, but that probably needs to be discussed if we just do something like
just
this.
asking.
Yeah.
Who's going to make that decision? Who got to clock in and who didn't, when and where?
We haven't
Because
got,
we haven't been involved in any of that.
we haven't gotten to
Okay.
that point yet.
Okay. That was going to be my, go ahead, Sam.
Just to say something on that is, we have the ability through the VPN, if they're working from home, to give them the ability to access that website.
Okay.
So then they would be, trying to do work, not just signing in on their phone.
But then that would have to be part of the agreement. That as you adopt it and approve it, then that has to be part of the agreement of how they do clock in and clock out. So we have that recorded.
How does Boone County do it in terms of clocking in and clocking out?
Really only have two employees do it. And really, they just call in their time and the department head records it and sends it in.
Okay.
What if we don't adopt this?
I'm sorry?
What if we don't adopt this and an elected official says, okay, you can work from home.
I don't think you should allow that, because again, I think it's important for the commissioners to have oversight and consistency in the application of work from home.
I don't disagree, but I guess where I struggle with it is that certain things we have oversight over, and then in other areas we get told we don't have any authority over that.
But again, I think
So I don't know where our authority begins and where it ends, because it's like a moving goalpost.
It's always been my understanding that employees, even though they report to an elected official department, are still under the jurisdiction of the Board of Commissioners.
Okay.
I mean, I'll let Tom weigh in on that, but that's my understanding.
Basically, it's opinions. What
Yeah.
we get,
I mean,
different ones, but I think what he just said.
Some weeks we're here to make sure the yard gets mowed and the snow gets plowed off the parking lot, and the other weeks we're here to discipline people. So it's either we're gonna be the executive branch of government or we're not. And we're just not gonna be both ways. I mean, we've got a payroll issue coming up, and we were the last ones to find out about it, and we were the last ones to have any say in it. And do the commissioners have the authority to say who and when people get paid? Okay. We have the sole authority to do so.
You're the executive branch.
Okay. So so I guess I challenge and Mark's not here today, but to you and I, from here on out, we're going to take back our executive authority over this county.
So under your jurisdiction.
Okay. So I don't have a problem adopting this if you guys want to, but I think we should amend it to be able to have folks clock in and clock out from home.
Yeah, I think,
Right.
I agree. I think we need a policy. I'd like to look through it more and maybe tweak it more specific to what we
You should.
want.
I mean, I think it's important for you to take it under advisement, because this is a big step.
Okay.
And modify it, edit it, that fits the needs of Clinton County. This fit the needs of Clinton County. And I just give it to you as a model.
Well, I appreciate that, because it at least gives us something to work from, and now we can kind of tailor it specific to us.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Anything? What else do you?
What about the one case that we have? It's not because of COVID that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Allow them to work from home because they don't have a babysitter. I don't know that that's ever been done. Period.
I don't recall that happening.
And it never came here.
Yeah.
It came to the commissioners several years ago. This is probably Mike Beard, Bill Beard, and Mike Connors. And
For Weaver.
no, I don't think. I already asked him. He's already taken
It wasn't me.
And they did not feel it was the appropriate to adopt it. But
Okay.
it has come up before.
Okay. Would that particular scenario be covered underneath this policy? A non-COVID related work from home employee?
For childcare?
Yeah.
This is not a substitute for childcare.
Okay. Okay.
It's not a substitute for childcare.
Guess it'd be fair to ask if she's here and have that discussion. Because I think it needs to be addressed and addressed now.
Yep. Beth, I'm glad you're here this morning,
Yeah,
obviously.
you know what, I was just gonna say, I started
Yeah.
on the 7th, 3 days here, 2 days at home.
Yeah.
And I, for one, just will say, going back to this, I worked from home on a laptop, and I thought that was really good. And I also stayed home a day in May, where I really wasn't that sick, but I was so afraid maybe I was.
Mhm.
If I would have had the laptop running then, I would have been working from home. There are days where I think that we probably should stay home, but we're really not that sick that we can work. I think the option from working from home is a good one for that case. Okay, this is something that I will have to work on immediately. So,
Okay.
but I mean, right? I did ask, and she had worked from home starting in March, and she worked from home, but I understand what you're saying now.
Okay. Okay.
Sure.
I like
Hey,
that.
Sheriff.
I have an employee that has the COVID positive, and the good thing is they still feel good about working. She's not working, but we're going to work with Tim, because we have some extra laptops to set that up. So when it comes to the time clock, if we can have some flexible, I would say that we'd have to have a copyright or a license for those people, that if we could kind of have 2 or 3 at the sheriff's office, so that we could, if that comes up, because she still feels like working, and she calls in every day but she's not working. She's still covered under the Family First Act. But there's some people in that civilian role that we need to have them, because she handles all the court, puts all the day together. She handles all the court email that comes in. It says who we have to transport, all the transport orders. And as an attorney in town, that, Mr. Little, that it's we've got to be spot on with that. And so I would like the ability to have that, but to have it approved through the commissioners, is it would be an email, hey, this person's tested positive, they feel good, but they got to stay home, and be able to give them a laptop they can access the VPN and go and be able to log in. I think that's something we probably need to be pretty flexible over the next probably year, 2 years, until the vaccines and everything else, and whenever this kind of tapers off.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
But I do appreciate sending it to you guys. I don't have an issue with that, and getting the approval for these people to work at home, because on the VPN, it would literally, we could track all their hours and their work. Because we know they're logged in.
But to be fair, not everybody is able to do that, right? Not every job.
Not every job. I mean, obviously, you jail officers, and also, and I'm talking, our clerical people that do the administrative assistant work, some of those, attendants, the payroll, things like that, just in case that happens. This isn't going to be available for, hey, my child's sick. I mean, I've got plenty of kids, and I'm going to address that here in a little bit. I've got to go home myself, just to, do that. So I'd like the consideration to have a work at home policy, and like I say, there's only a few qualified people, not the entire agency. It would only be just, I would guess probably maybe 3 positions that we would look forward to. So, I mean, Britt, if it comes down to the conversation about having that ability to clock in, maybe just some extra licenses that would give us that ability.
The commissioners will make that decision.
Sure. Okay. I appreciate it.
In that regard, though, Dennis, it's the department head or elected official will work with the employee, and then they'll bring it to
That's
us.
right.
So it's very specific. So it'd be kind of at their discretion, and then come to us to make the final
And it's
decision.
important to understand, this is both the position and the individual.
Okay.
Some individuals, I mean, I've been through this, in the private sector. Some individuals aren't suited to work from home.
Yeah.
They need that interaction. You just can't, call over to the next desk and say, hey, I got a question. You're all by yourself. And it's also the safety and security, because it's not just putting your laptop up on the kitchen table. You have to have that, is it secure? All the security's there, the power's there, the equipment's safe, because you're providing equipment at home. Is that laptop safe? So it's a very formal program. And both the elected official and department head to put some thought on this even before it comes to the commissioners.
You guys have any more questions?
No.
You say you have a recommendation for a replacement?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I will be at the January 4th meeting.
Okay.
And I will have 3 proposals for you to consider.
Okay.
These are individuals that I've either been referred from reliable sources. One's from Bob Pyatt from LHD Benefits. The other 2 I've worked with in the past. There's 3 of the 6 or 7 that I looked at. So I will give you proposals for 3 individuals at the January 4th meeting for your consideration. Okay. That will be my last official act.
Never say never.
I want that in the minutes, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Okay, next up this morning is Mr. Kevin Myers with the highway update.
Good morning. I have, signatures, needed some signatures. One is on the, these are in reference to the, bridge number 67. This is the, it's called the Land Improvement and Damages Letter, which is just, is our request to NDOT for an authorization of federal funds on the right-of-way acquisition and all. And it just requires the commissioner's president.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, this is what you sent over, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've got it.
Just making sure. All right, I entertain a motion to authorize the signature on this.
So moved. Second.
Okay,
And then-
motion carries 3-0.
I have another letter requiring, signatures, this is basically assuring the federal government that we're going to, be in compliance to the Uniform Relocation Assistance and Real Property Acquisition Policy Act of 1970.
Okay. All right, I entertain a motion to authorize signature on this.
So moved.
Second.
And one other thing I have is the, this contract, I don't know, you probably hadn't even had a chance to look at it, I don't. This is the LPA consulting contract regarding right-of-way for Bridge 67. And it's under review with NDOT.
Okay.
And it has the maximum amount payable under this contract shall not exceed $39,475. I guess I'm just asking if you'd be comfortable signing this, if it'd be possible to sign this, depending on their review, or if you want to just wait. But, you are having another meeting this month, right?
Yes.
Yes.
On the 29th?
8.
Yep.
But this is under review right now at NDOT.
You think it'll be finished being reviewed by then, or by the 28th?
Well,
2 weeks? Don't know.
don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I would say yes, but we're talking
And
about.
this agreement is part of our application for the federal funding for Bridge 67?
This is right.
Or we've already we've already secured the funding for Bridge 67, correct?
This is so the right-of-way services can start.
Okay. Do you feel like the amount that we will owe will be changed
No,
by
I
NDOT's
no.
review?
No, I don't think this part of it will not change. It's just, NDOT has to review this to make sure everything is.
Sure.
I mean, it's basically a boilerplate contract.
Okay.
They're all pretty much the same.
Well, I don't have a problem signing it if you guys authorize it. But it's up to you, gentlemen. It doesn't make any difference to me. I can wait, do it now.
Make a motion to go ahead.
Second. Okay, motion carries 3-0.
This requires all three of you this time.
Okay.
And then the other contract I have is an agreement between this is in reference to 28 800 West. And I'll let Chris Wheatley back here from the BFF.
Okay.
Talk to you about this one.
All right. Morning, Chris.
Morning.
Thanks for being here today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Chris Wheatley with BFS Engineers. Have an agreement for the preliminary engineering for the 28 and 800 West Phase 2 project.
Okay.
This is for improvements on the east side of the I-65 interchange. This will relocate the intersection of 800 West on that side further to the east of the old gas station on the north side there. And we'll also relocate 800 to wrap around behind the north side of that old gas station. And it will include the design for a new traffic signal there. The installation of that traffic signal will be probably contingent upon NDOT's approval of meeting the threshold for traffic to actually need that in there.
Sure.
But, so this would be the design of new turn lanes on 28 and on the approaches. And this will be in, preparation for future development and some current discussions for development that are out there that, I'm not exactly sure where some of those are, but there have been some discussions. So this will include all the preliminary engineering up through contract documents. Once we get far enough in the plans to determine what right-of-way we'll need, this includes right-of-way engineering, but then we will come back once a number of parcels are determined for a right-of-way agreement, right-of-way services agreement to buy that for those services. And then once we're closer to bidding this, we'd be back for construction inspection at that time. So this was money on the east side was also included. I worked with Council President Dunn on the estimates for the lease agreement that were done and bonds.
Bonds.
Yeah, so this was included in that work. So be happy to take any questions.
Do you have a preliminary design? Is that any design on there or just a contract?
Yeah, there's a.
I was just curious to look at.
Yeah.
This is based on the traffic study we did in, I think it was 2017, and this is for a partial development scenario. So the full development scenario would be, possibly 10 to 20 years out, depending on how development goes, and that would possibly include widening the bridge over I-65, which, is an even bigger project. So this gets everything on the east side ready for that future development. And that traffic study this is based on, we coordinated with NDOT, and that location has been somewhat blessed by them. We still do have to get a permit for NDOT for the construction project. And also on this side, we're going to be, working under the Duke easement for those transmission poles. So, there'll be a lot of coordination with Duke on this side as well.
And this was already in the plan, right, Josh?
Yes, that's correct.
Kind of worked
It's
through
just kind
this
of the
already.
second, like you said, the second phase of the road work that we had
Gotcha.
talked about doing when we the redevelopment authority and the lease rental bonds. So.
Well, actually, I thought that was going to be first.
Yeah, well, we originally
At one
were gonna
time,
do
yeah,
that first,
this
and we
was
kind of
kinda
switched gears
first.
with, when we found out what was going on
Yeah.
the other side of the interchange. The other thing this will do is this road, the spur of the road that comes off here to the south for what future expansion of county, or, it says County Road 800 West, but obviously we know we've already got a southern section of that. But for your guys' reference, I think we're going to spot. Right now, we're working on spotting the water tower in this area right here, Steve. And I don't know, folks, how you probably can't see this, can you? We'll give everybody copies, or get you a copy if you want it. But anyway, what this also will do is allow us to have an access road, because we already have easements built in or purchased, in here. So it really lends itself to not just the road portion of the project, but also the water portion of the project. So anyway, that's all I've got to say on it. You guys got any more questions, or?
No.
I do not.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to authorize the signature here.
So moved.
Second.
We all have to sign it? Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris, I appreciate it. Appreciate your help explaining all that, and I would have probably mangled that. Did Brett need to sign those other ones?
No, not on that. I think she does on that.
Pass that to Brett, please. Thank you. What else is going on, Kevin?
Well, not a whole lot, other than, we're just trying to deal with small jobs. In fact, we got a little weather coming in tomorrow night, but,
Yeah.
we can't complain.
No.
Been pretty good year.
Pretty
so
decent
far.
year, yeah.
And I don't know how anybody else feels about White Christmas, but it's not really important to me.
Probably not.
When
Probably
we're-
not. Yeah. Maybe it will be now. I mean, next Christmas, maybe.
Yeah.
You won't care.
But, and then, that's really all I have, other than,
So you're still willing to help us find your replacement?
yes, absolutely.
Well, maybe we can, Tom, what's the best format for the three of us and Kevin to get together here later in the week and discuss how we want to do that? Admin or executive? Okay. So, you guys have any availability later in the week, or are you tied up?
We can be flexible.
Earlier better for you, or?
Yes.
Okay. You good?
Whatever, yeah.
Trying to think. Guess I'm gonna do like a Thursday at 8? Is that too early in the day for you, Thursday?
No,
Nope.
that should work.
I'll go to the
Exec session.
I do that. Okay. All right, awesome.
Thursday at,
8 a.m.
8 a.m.?
Yeah.
All right.
You're bringing biscuits and gravy? Or? No, I'm kidding. I don't, good Lord, I don't need anything.
We can get some good Mary Lou donuts.
Yeah, I don't need that either.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda this morning is snow removal bids. We'll open those real quick and then we'll get to Mr. Weaver. He's been waiting patiently all morning.
All right, so it looks like we have two bid packets. These are for 3 years too, so this winter, and fall winter, and the following winter after that. First one is from Russell Excavating. Okay, so this, yeah, he broke it down. I think there's several bids here. First is the EMS building for all 3 years. Is as per what we requested, this bid is per event price. So $160 for EMS per removal. The next one is nickel plates flat parking lot, same price, $160. The next one is Purdue Extension Office. This one is $260.
Okay.
Next one is Probation, it's $200. Board of Health, $100. Courthouse, $150. This is from Smith's Lawn Care LLC. All right, they broke it down as well. Let's see here. These are just multiple copies here. Let's make sure. Okay. Per removal, Courthouse Square, $240. Board of Health, $80. Probation, $170. Purdue Extension, $280. Nickel plate flats, $575. EMS, $130. Those are the same thing for application per subject.
Okay.
Want to take those under?
Take those under advisement, review them, so we can sit down and need to take a longer time to look at them. Just listen to that. You were, Jason, I can ask you a question real quick. Your Board of Health price seemed low to me. Were you under, and I don't know anything about it. I just want to make sure you know that we moved.
That's what I was.
Board of Health.
Well, I saw something across
Okay.
the news, but by then I think I had it turned into that.
For that one?
for that one.
Okay,
So not the other,
okay. So I don't know,
because the bid form does say that location.
okay.
So
How do we get that where they're at, where they're going to their new place?
I don't know, we're paying rent, so hopefully
We're
they'll
paying-
shovel snow for us.
Yeah, I mean,
They should take care
So
of that.
maybe we could just exclude, we'll just probably end up excluding that building then.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, good, we don't have to rebid. Okay. Okay, Bert, you're up. Sorry for making you wait, man.
All right.
I didn't really think it would take that long to get through everything else, so I appreciate your patience.
All right. I just remembered this morning when I was talking to Mr. Woods, I'm glad that I don't have to get up at this hour of the morning on a Monday morning all the time to come to these meetings anymore.
I believe it.
First of all, I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity.
Yeah,
Hang on. Sorry about that.
glad you're here.
Glad you gave me the opportunity to come up here. Mr. Little, I gave you a complete copy of the contract.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got
Yes,
the intent of it, but,
Thank you.
and then I gave you a copy of the highlighted stuff that I would like to discuss.
Thank you.
Mr. Woods, that's.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can tell you that I have had the opportunity or not the opportunity to go to the landfill 3 times this year. And each time I come away more and more discouraged. And I know, sadly to say, the 4-year term that I had, the landfill was a discussion that we had, and I met with them almost on a quarterly basis, and it was a pain in the neck. I apologized, but yet at the same time, I think some things need to be looked at or addressed. If you'll notice the highlighted sections, my first highlight section says that whereas the company desires to earn goodwill of the citizens of the county by demonstrating good faith. I don't feel like that the landfill is doing that. Regretfully, I don't know that they're involved in any organization. I don't see them contributing to anything. The last known thing that I'm aware of that was asked, and I don't know if they ever did, was when we had Ivy Tech over here and we had a big fundraiser and they were asked to contribute, but I don't know if they ever did. Rather, that being said, I don't see them involved with Boys Club, Girls Club, any of the organizations we have in our county. You'll notice the second thing is, and I just highlighted, that this agreement will stay in effect until the landfill exists. Now, if you go to the second page that I highlighted, and I highlighted that the parties agree, and this is an important section, the parties agree that they will not pay any host fees to the county for solid waste. And I highlighted that only because it's important further down in a couple sections I'd like to bring to your attention. The next page that you have is page number 4 of the contract, and it says interior and exterior roads, trucks, staging. And if you'll notice, the company shall be responsible for keeping access roads clean in an effect to minimize the tracking of unwanted materials onto the public roads. The company agrees to operate a road sweeper in and around the landfill in order to minimize the dirt and control of the mud, which may be brought to the interior. Company will install, and this is a big thing here, company will install a truck wash for the cleaning vehicle tires as they exit the east side expansion. I can tell you that the last time that I was out there, which was just a week ago, the 7 minutes that I was there, I saw a total of 10 trucks go through, and not one went through the car wash or the wheel wash.
Do they
Not
have
one.
it installed?
I'm sorry?
Mr. Weave,
Up here.
do they
Sorry.
have it
Yeah.
installed? Do they have the wash installed?
Oh, it's installed,
Okay.
yeah, they
They're
just
not
simply
using
don't
it.
use it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I couldn't tell where that was coming from.
We put speakers in.
Yeah, it's coming behind us.
Yeah, sorry.
It's the Lord.
Yeah. Definitely not that. Not heard that one.
But yes, they have it installed, they simply don't use it.
Okay.
And I know the trucks are in a hurry to get out, and it's simply they get out and hit the road, and it's just not being used. Article number 2, litter control, And you'll see the litter control company shall provide adequate personnel and devices to control litter around the landfill, and the boundaries there included but not limited to access to the road, the entrance, the perimeter of the landfill. Said devices will include but not be limited to portable windscreens or 10-foot fence at an active face of the landfill to minimize the blowing of the debris. First of all, the access road to the east side has no fencing whatsoever from one point to the other. So, there is none. And then it says company agrees that any litter will be removed from the property promptly to be received or disposed of in the landfill within a 24-hour period. I can tell you that there is trash on the north side. It's been there all week long. They haven't done it one time in the week's time. So the next one is number 13. And sadly to say, these are just minor things. There's a couple home runs here that I would really like to see that we can address. But the aesthetics, I'm in the middle of the section. I am assuming that the executive director had, when the east side was done, that the east side expansion, there was a planned approval. I'm assuming that was done. But it does, the second and the last page, or the last sentence of that says, company agrees to continually maintain the landscape around the expense and properly replace trees or plants which may have died to be maintained in the landscape at the expense and properly be replaced or replanted the trees as they die. I can tell you last summer there was about 30 of them that were there, and they were there all summer long. As it exists today, the weeds are taller than some of the trees that are there on 2 locations. Here's the thing that number 14 says, hours of operation. Company shall limit the disposal activities from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Sadly to say, the landfill is open from 6 a.m. to 3 a.m. Monday through Friday. It's not convenient for any of the county customers to use it because of those hours. It's convenient for the major operations to happen, but Bert Weaver is a citizen of our county. I don't have the ability to get to there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon most of the time, or on Saturday is the time I would want to go. They're not open then. All right. Number 16 talks about the designated truck route. We maintain, actually Kevin put in a nice roundabout years ago so that those trucks could go around and use the bypass to get to the landfill and not come through the city of Frankfort. The trucks are not utilizing that. In fact, I saw about 4 go past here just a few minutes ago when we put a bypass around specifically to utilize that situation. Number 17, information to be provided. Second paragraph, company shall meet with the county commissioners on a quarterly basis to discuss related issues related to the landfill. It would help if they would come to your meetings on a quarterly basis to discuss some of the shortcomings that they may have. I can tell you that they don't do that. Number 14 talks about community disposal time, talks about having the ability to have 2 disposals per year. I believe they have 1 per year where they allow the county to dispose trash on a regular basis. Now here's the one that kind of set me off, and I apologize. I may sound like it's a cheap deal, but number 19, residential disposal of small loads. Company will allow all residents of Clinton County upon the presentation of an identification to dispose of a pickup truck or smaller load of residence-only residence waste for $10 per load, plus any applicable state, local, and district fees. Okay? I was out there and it cost me 24 bucks. It's cost me 24 bucks 3 times in a row. The last time that I was there, I said, well, I thought it was only $10. The girl says, no, that's changed in the contract. I know for a fact that it didn't change at my time, and I guarantee you it hadn't changed at the time you have done it. So my question is, how many years have they been overcharging the consumer or the customers of Clinton County? That's a problem to me. This multiple billion-dollar operation made agreements, and they were enticing us to have an agreement, but yet they're not honoring what they said. And it's not a big deal, but it is. If you talk about it, in my case, I've paid it 3 times. And I guarantee you that there are hundreds of people that are being overcharged in the same situation.
Did they give you a receipt, Becca? Mr. Weaver.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to get
The kids, sorry.
You haven't.
They always have. There are receipts.
And
And
is
you
it
can call today.
Is it broke down?
Well, first of all, there are no state fees. So, and there's no county fees. In fact, it says
Yeah.
early in our contract, they're not gonna charge county fees.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a case of they simply are charging more money than what they should be, period. Next one is recycle drop-off. This is another home run that I think that we need to address from the county side. It says recycling drop-off program. Company shall be responsible for the implementation, operation, and maintenance of a drop-off recycling program to be located at the East Side landfill 1 year after the start of the operation of the East Side landfill. Company shall be responsible on an ongoing basis for processing, maintenance, marketing, and sale of the recyclables. The recyclables shall include minimum of aluminum, steel cans, newspapers, mixed paper, cardboard, and plastic. They do not have that at all. It is not an operation, and I believe this is their 3rd year of operation. Now, I know the county struggles with their recycling. The city of Frankfort has a recycling program, but what they do is charge you $24 to drop off that stuff at the landfill when it's supposed to be free, and we ought to be utilizing that recyclable stuff in a drop-off there so that the rest of our county can do it. We even have, the county has another organization, a community here, that Wildcat Creek, and they're not using it. We struggle because of Clinton Prairie or Clinton Central has waste that is overloaded because of people dropping off recyclables that we struggle to get picked up. But yet at the same time, the landfill was supposed to do it free of charge, and they don't have it. That's a big hit to us. And at the same time, then they're charging money for me to drop it off. The last 2 articles, it says here, number 21 is inspection, and it gives the commissioners, it says company agrees to allow the commissioners or its employees representative at all times to inspect the operation of the landfill and the surrounding areas in connection with the service disposal. Company shall, it just talks about that you guys have the right to do an inspection. And I know in the 4-year term we didn't. I threatened it a couple of times. I don't suppose you guys have.
I threatened it and I did it.
You did?
We did it. We flew a drone over top of them while they were doing it.
Good. And the results were?
They cleaned up for quite a while.
Yeah. And the same way with the auditing rights. Company or the country, the county has the right to inspect and do the recording of the receipts and so forth. I like I said, I was there. I saw 7 trucks go through the wash. My guess is there's some that are going through there that are not being recyclable and paid for by when they go through. So it bothers me when a large organization, a multi-billion-dollar organization, of which we opened up our arms and are taking trash from all over the state of Indiana, and they're charging the Clinton County residents $22 or $24 when they agreed to do 10 a long time ago. You know, come on. A billion-dollar organization's not honoring a contract that they did. The same way with the recyclables, I think that could be a home run for our county by the county having the ability to dropping off recyclables that are not a charge, but yet we struggle with it, and yet they're making money off of it at this point in time. So as you can see, that's my highlighted thoughts. I feel like we need to address that this year harder than what we've done.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, thank you. What else? Is that it?
That's it for me.
All right. All right. Thank you. Okay, we have, next on the agenda is farm lease bids.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
First one is from Charles Dunn Farms Incorporated. He bids the amount of $325 per acre for the estimated 140 tillable amount. Mike Rader. Bids the amount of $206.50 per acre. This one is actually for the lesser, the 15.5 acreage one. Okay, so this is for a different one. But yeah, that amount is $206.50.
By ConAgra.
Yeah, this is near the ConAgra, correct. And we did send 2 bids out for 2 different separate properties, so. Grant Osler. This is for the 140, the county farm, 140 acres, $303 per acre.
You said that was for the county farm?
Correct, yeah, the 140 acre county farm, yes. Looks like this is from the same person. Grant Osler. This is for the ConAgra, 15.5 acres. He's at $210 per acre. Last one. Okay. Worksheets. This is the county farm, 140 acres, $333 per acre.
Okay, you say that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, we'll do the same thing we did with snow bids, and take those under 500.
Yep.
We'll need to go through them, just make sure they're complete.
Yes.
Yep, gotcha. Okay. Next on the agenda this morning is old business. We have, first up is approve a payout from JGK's Construction, who has been working on our the water infrastructure for the interchange. We just need to give them a thumbs up or thumbs down, and Rick can make sure that gets, you gotta notify the bank and all that good stuff, so. Does it require a signature?
No.
I didn't think so, okay. Okay, so I entertain a motion to approve payout number 7.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. We have payout number 3 from Atlas Excavating for the wastewater portion of the infrastructure project. I entertain a motion to pay that.
So moved.
Second. Okay, motion carries 3-0. Next thing we have is an agreement with Apex, and I am not familiar with that, so I will defer to you gentlemen.
He was approved for them to go ahead and do it, and that's the final one. Needs initials for the time.
Oh, that's for, okay, I was thinking Apex, like the health insurance Apex, not Apex Security.
Oh, that's
No, yeah, we've asked for courthouse security and for key fobs and all that stuff.
And that's the
Not-
total?
Not key, or, I think key
We got
fobs.
key fobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get in and out of the courthouse.
It's
So
it's the same agreement, just two of them.
this will allow us to see who's coming in, who's coming out, track. We can shut people's keys off and prank each other and all that stuff, so. I'll entertain a motion to go ahead and with the contract with Apex for $5,795, I'm sorry, It's more than that.
I think we love it.
Just at the top, yeah, $11,591.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any other old business? Okay, new business, we have 2021 appointments. Yeah, it was there. Sorry, guys. Looks like the first one's for our, we have a Board of Health appointment, and Ms. Beesner. Jerry, were you able to talk to her? Is she going to do it again?
Yes, I think, Dr. Tharp got a hold of her.
Okay.
Said that she was.
Okay. After that, we have Vicki Oswald on the Colfax Library Board. Do we know if she's?
Those are the two that, I think Vicki is going to go ahead and go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And cool. About Mrs. Carbon Premium.
Yeah,
No?
she's gonna be the new one.
Okay. At Kirkland. Okay, good. Rusty Schultz, commissioners for the RDC. Is he willing to do it again, or do we have anyone else interested in that?
I don't know about the rest.
We don't have, we have a commission, we have 2 commissioner appointments on there, and we don't have a commissioner on that board. I feel like that's probably a pretty important redevelopment commission. It's going to play a huge role here in the near future with development at the interchange, and I don't want to volunteer myself for another board.
I'll do it.
I'm going to volunteer Jordan.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and instead of Mr. Schultz, we'll put Jordan on there as a commissioner's appointment. So. Okay, Wildcat Solid Waste District, we don't have any choice, we're on that. Follow Ben Pfeffer, I know he will do the Alcoholic Beverage Commission again.
Is Jay Holly staying
Jay Hawley staying.
on redevelopment?
Yes.
Unless
You guys don't want him.
no.
Yeah, sorry, I skipped over that one, didn't I? Yeah, Jay will stay. Ben's good. We have Mr. Orr. Does anyone talk to him about APC? Has he expressed any
would assume he's
desire
good.
to not? Okay. Alan Dunn's our appointment on or one of our appointments on the Airport Authority, so I know that he's been heavily involved with that and would like to continue doing that, so I would recommend we keep him.
It's good with me.
Yeah.
Jordan Brewer's on the Big Sis Road Drainage Board. Congratulations. Would you like to continue that?
Sure.
You're gonna be busy. Donnie Albitz, I know that he will be more than willing to continue being on the National Organization on Disabilities. Property Tax Board of Appeals, Mike Nichols and Sandy Arian. Neither of them have expressed any interest in not being on PWBOA anymore, so they're back on, unless you gentlemen wish to do otherwise.
Good with me.
Okay.
Yep.
Community Corrections, our appointment from the commissioners, or I don't know if that's a commissioner's appointment or just an ad hoc or at-large appointment, but it's Scott Shoemaker.
I've reached out to Mark, but he hasn't emailed me back yet.
Okay.
So I don't know if he would be interested.
Okay,
If
well,
not,
let's leave that one open for
Yeah.
now.
My plate's getting full.
Sure, no, I understand. So we'll leave that one open. And then county attorney, I know Tom, you're willing to serve as county attorney again for another year?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go back down and read through all of these so that we're all on the same page here.
There's one,
Did I miss one?
well, I'm not seeing it on there, and I said on, not that it's busy, but it's the drainage from Carroll County, Clinton County. So somebody will have to take that over at the first of the year.
Okay.
So,
I can do that. You said it's not busy?
No, it's not.
Okay. Okay, so we have Patty Beesner, we're going to reappoint her for the Board of Health. We're going to reappoint Ms. Oswald for the Colfax Library. Mrs. Misha Permel is the new appointment for the Kirkland Library Board. That's a 4-year term. We have Jordan Brewer and Jay Hawley for the Redevelopment Commission, which is a single-year term. All three commissioners next year are on the Wildcat Solid Waste District. Ben Pfeffer is our appointment again on the Alcohol Beverage Commission. Corbin Orr will retain his another 4-year term on the area plan. Alan Dunn will continue to serve as our appointment on the Airport Authority. Big Cicero Drainage Board will continue to be George Brewer. Don Albitz will continue to be our National Organization on Disability appointment. Peter Boa is a single-year term. Will continue to be Mike Nichols. He's a commissioner's appointment. He's a Democrat. Sandy Arian, commissioner's appointment, who's Republican. Community Corrections, we will leave open for the time being. County Attorney Tom Little, we will retain his services for next year. And I would throw that all. I would entertain a motion to approve that list of appointments for 2021.
Second.
And beyond. Okay, motion carries 3-0.
So you can submit these, or is this?
Yeah.
Okay, next we have a maintenance update for the firewall. Is that you, Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is library forms, yeah.
Okay. You'd like to, the floor is yours, Tim.
Yeah, it's just renewal to keep our malware, VPN stuff functioning on the firewall. It's another layer of protection to keep us safe. So it's just our annual renewal of that software.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to renew the maintenance update for the firewall, or annual maintenance.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. Do I need to sign anything, Tim?
No,
Okay.
just basically approving the money.
Okay, any department heads here this morning have anything to report? Rick?
I want to apologize to the commissioners. It was never my intention not to include you in the 27th pay.
There's no apology necessary. That wasn't, oh, you don't think that was directed at you. We've had an ongoing
did.
issue. Oh, well, I apologize.
And I took it hard because I over-communicate.
No. That's the second time of year we've had it seems, it would have appeared to me that, we got that communication that there'd been some discussion with the council on how to handle that. And that's the second time of year we've had the council approve something and we find out about it later.
No.
Okay.
So it all had to do with the bank. The bank won't let us process anything on January 1st. And the big issue was just if I paid it on
Right.
31st, then it had to go on 2020. So I took it upon myself to try to find a solution. And I thought it was more of, I needed an appropriation to pay it in 2020 opposed to 2021.
Yeah.
But it was never to not include you. And I included you with the whole council on my email. I want us all to be on the same page.
Yeah, I agree. No apology necessary.
Okay.
If anything, I owe you an apology for you thinking that was directed at you and it was not. It's been an ongoing issue that we've had with some other things. We're just kind of,
So
I'm getting old and getting irritated.
Are you okay with
Absolutely.
doing it the day before?
Yeah, we don't want to do any, I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt the employees. So there are folks who are, not everybody is in the same situation, and some people are counting on that money being in that account on that Friday because they have bill pay set up, things like that. It's absolutely appropriate in my opinion.
Okay.
I'm completely on board with the solution, and I appreciate you taking the initiative to do that. But
okay. I just wanted to make sure we were fine because I will go ahead and do that on Thursday and make arrangements so that all the money is where it needs to be to pay that.
So we do not need to take any action. Is that correct? Or do
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
What else?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. Any other department heads?
Just,
Sure.
Commissioner surprise, 175 inmates as of right now at the facility. We graduated, so far this year, 22 people from the education program at the facility. So any questions, just give me a call, send me a text.
Awesome, thank you. And I saw the news about the medical costs. It's outstanding.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's one of those
Congrats.
things where, you know, we got to lean on our medical company to make sure that we get reimbursements and that we're billing properly. So with that, you know, it's a lot of money to save, and greatly appreciated by our staff staying on top of it. We do have rapid test kits, and we have tested. We still don't have any inmates that have the COVID virus, but we do have some employees that have tested positive. So, and we've extended our hand to dispatch to make sure that their folks are available or get that rapid test as well. So we're looking at a 15-minute turnaround. Everybody asks me about accuracy, things like that, and I think it's as accurate as anything else that's put out there to our public or to us. So with that, we look forward to the vaccination process, and we'll offer that to our inmates and that when the time comes. I think it's in phase 3, where we'll be able to do that. So all in all, you know, all we can look forward to is a great 2021. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, all right, any other department heads? Greg, good morning.
Good morning. Mulberry Station is open and running. We didn't have an open house, obviously because of COVID, but if you guys want to stop out there anytime, I can either get you a code to get in,
Okay.
or one of the medics or EMTs will let you in. Bid day is next Tuesday for the bids for the East Side Station. We're on schedule with what we had talked about before, so they're still looking to get that wrapped up before the end of the year. So I've asked Stan to maybe give us some kind of a ballpark price. The council had asked last week for funding, so Stan just now texted back and said he'd get that, so I'll forward that to you guys. And the plans that were there, I think everyone should have a copy of those, either in hand or to your email or to your.
They were in there.
Okay.
Yeah. And thank you. You guys get one? Get a copy of the plans?
Haven't been over there, but
Yes.
That's the current copy that
I've
we
got
have.
a drainage report here if you're.
Well, I thought I'd send you the whole thing in case you had a question. It's pretty, so Dan has been.
We got our money's worth on that
Yeah. Dan has been working very well with that, so all of that is working through him, so we won't be caught with any surprises as far as that works out, so.
Okay.
As Rich was saying, I think we did 20 rapid tests in the last 2 weeks for certain entities that have come by to get tested, city and county, so that's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I went at 2 o'clock Friday and got tested here locally and got results back yesterday. So
That's pretty good.
A 48-hour return,
Yeah.
which has been really good local. I know some have been 5 and 6 days.
Yeah.
As of right now, we have no one quarantined EMS. Everybody has came back as negative. And I approached the council, the commissioners last month, the council with being paid for temporary time. They wanted to do it first quarter, so until March 31st, we're able to offer a higher rate to medics. We have 3. We've been sending them up, part-time people, we've been sending them up to do the paperwork. So that we'll be working them into the schedule, so.
That's allowed us to fill spots that otherwise probably would have been left open, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we ran into a problem, I explained to the council, we ran into a problem, we were having to run BLS out of Mulberry Station because we were lacking that one medic, so that is now filtered back in, and so that's been very successful.
And we're gonna open bids on the 29th, is that right?
That is bid day.
That's the bid day, okay.
Then there will be.
Pre-bid is 22nd, and we're accepting bids on the 29th. Okay, that's right, you told me that.
Yeah, so that's on schedule to stay the same.
Okay.
And we did have money put into the budget so we could start paying for
These
all the
invoices
preliminary
as they
things.
come in. Okay, good, good. Okay, awesome. What else, Greg? Nothing? Okay.
We've got, we still have COVID money that we're stocking up on supplies for the next 3 or 4 months, so we've been getting N95 masks, we've been getting the disinfectant sprays, the wipes, anything that comes available. I know Rich is doing the same thing. I think we're in this for, several months. So I think we're gonna come into a shortage again, so we're trying to stockpile as much as we can. So if anyone needs any sort of that, let me know, and if we've got some extra, I'll be more than happy to share with you.
Thanks, Greg. Any other department heads this morning? Did you have something you wanted to ask?
We had talked about maybe taking a look at some property the city had.
Oh, yeah.
And, I wondered also, do you want to have Brett also look, since you're still looking for property.
True. Okay.
We've got an opportunity to look at a piece, whether that works for everybody or not. Just need to get that up and going. COVID's kind of slowed everything down here, so.
Yeah, definitely.
So whenever we can make arrangements to take a look at this piece of property, they'll contact you too.
Okay. Well, that's great.
So whether it's used for that or something else, we got the bases covered.
Okay. Any other department heads? Renee?
I did interview last week 3 applicants for the assistant director.
Okay.
I have named Colleen Dillingham. I will do a press release here when her and I are able to get together due to circumstances and everything. Her and I have not been able to, and you know what, I know Ken had asked me before about coming on together. So, but I did want to go ahead and let you know that I have named her. That will take effect January 1. And I will, she was a supervisor, so I will be interviewing this week. The next step in replacing then as the next supervisor. So okay. I just wanted to let you know that. And so probably, obviously with the holidays and everything going on, Colleen will join me here at one of these meetings and just so she can officially introduce, even though I think all of you know her, but just to make those.
Oh, yeah.
So we're moving forward. So Greg has been kind. He brought me some spray. I was able to latch on to some wipes finally last week. I mean, it's just, like everybody else. So, but we're just hanging in there. So
if you have problems getting it, also contact Daryl Sanders.
Okay.
They do have stockpile at their location also.
Okay.
Yes,
all right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Renee. Any other department heads this morning? Okay, commissioners, do you have anything to report?
No.
We had a drainage committee meeting.
Okay.
Very preliminary, but as some will know, our infrastructure around the county is 50 to 100 years old. And so we're just kind of working on a plan to start upgrading our water infrastructure all around the county and kind of picking specific areas that are hot topics at first and how we're going to fund that. So
great. That's good because
it's a start. It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But that's, number one, roads and drainage are number one sources of complaints. So I'm glad we're taking a proactive approach and I appreciate your leadership on that. So Steve, you got anything you want to report?
Nope. Don't have any.
I had an opportunity last week to sit through a WebEx or I don't know, Zoom meeting, whatever you want to call it, with the folks from Indiana University Health System here in Indiana, specifically the folks from White County, Lafayette, and Indianapolis. And we were even privileged enough to have the CEO of IU Health, Dennis Murphy, was a participant in the call. And so it was all about the vaccine and the vaccination process for folks here in Indiana. And it's important to get this, the word out, in my opinion, because everyone in here has a sphere of influence that they have amongst your friends and your family, fellow employees, and we need to get the word out that this is a safe thing and it's a safe process that we're going to go through. I felt much better after sitting through that meeting because it answered a lot of the questions that everyone has about, there's some concern and reservation among folks because of the rapid development of this vaccine. But if we think back, I'm sure you're all familiar with Operation Warp Speed, which was put together by President Trump and his administration. And what they asked these drug companies to do is exactly what they've done: develop a vaccine in a very rapid and quick manner. It is important to note that the folks at IU Health and all of our Franciscan systems here in the state of Indiana, and they have all had the same knowledge that they have the confidence that this vaccine has gone through every step and every test and trial that any other vaccine has gone through. So I think that's very important for folks to know, and hopefully that will dissuade some of the reservation. It's 95% effective. We've seen that recently that Pfizer is the company that we've chosen. So these will become available here within the next month in Clinton County. So it's going to be important for us as community leaders to help spread the word and do so in a positive manner. That's my ask of everyone in here, because like I said, you all have a sphere of influence, your community leaders. If you don't, I'm not asking you to go anybody to go against their beliefs. I'm just asking for all the help I can get, because believe it or not everyone appreciates what I have to say all the time and just thinks I'm the greatest. So the more people we have saying this is a good thing, the better off we're going to be. I'll be the first one when we get a chance to take it. I'm going to take it, and I volunteered to do so on YouTube or Facebook Live with the guys at Wilo. So I'm going to hold Ken and Kevin to that. So, but I'm extremely confident in this and our ability to get this out to folks. We're probably realistically looking at the end of January before it's going to be readily available for the public, but it will be here next week, or maybe even yet this week for our healthcare providers in our community. So that's exciting news, and hopefully the beginning of an end to what's been not a very fun year. So we've got 6 or 7 months to go here, and I think we're going to be in good shape. But that's my ask of everybody, is that, we've done the research, we've looked at it, this is safe, and end of speech. So that's the only thing I have to report. So, okay. We'll go on to claims. In the matter of claims, we have claims dated Friday, December the 4th, 2020, in the amount of $34,554.10. Friday claims dated December the 11th, 2020, in the amount of $36,343.09. Biweekly claims dated December 14th in the amount of $972,657.99. And we have court claims dated December 14th, 2020, in the amount of $31,856.27.
Motion to approve.
Second. Okay, motion carries 3-0 to approve claims. In the matter of payroll, we have payroll dated December 4th, 2020, in the amount of $404,883.27, and we have soil and water payroll dated December 4th, 2020, in the amount of $525.00. Motion to approve payroll.
Second.
Okay, payroll's approved 3-0. In the matter of minutes, we have minutes dated November 5th, 2020, from a special meeting, and we have a regular meeting minutes dated November 17th, 2020.
I'll make a motion.
To be in. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Made a motion?
Yep.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0 to approve minutes. Is there any other business that needs to come before the Board of Commissioners this morning? No? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Meeting adjourned.
Yeah.